Are we on the air?
Yes, you are.
What would be your favorite Public Enemy record?
Oh, wow. You know, that's funny, man. You know, it varies, man. It's like the other day, it was Night of Living Bassheads. You know,
yeah.
You know, I was listening to. I just got finished completing the soundtrack and the score music for, not score music, but all the source music for the American Gangster.
We can talk about that in a second.
Yeah, and Can't Trust It is in it. So that became a banger. so you know, so we're in there with, you know, L.A. Reid and everybody. We just bang it, rock it out to Can't Trust It, and it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, what is it? You know, Jay-Z pulled up, you know, Show 'Em What You Got. You know, and he made me realize, you know, I went back and listened to Show 'Em What You Got again. So it's very, very difficult for me to say like which one it is, because they rotate. And the beautiful thing to me about music, and to me, when you make good music, and I was just saying this before, what defines good music? Good music to me is something that motivates you, something that does something to you. If you can listen to something and after you listen to it you feel nothing, that's not good to me. You know, and I also determine something that's being whack or good based upon the amount of work that's being put into it. So if you put a lot of work into it and it moves you, and at the same time you get a message and a feeling from it, from that makes it classic. And the message doesn't have to be always something positive, because I Know You Got Soul is not the most positive message.
Yeah.
But it meets all those criteria.
Right.
And at the same time, the message is, yo, I got soul.
Yeah, what else do you have to say?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I gotta talk about another, really, and you're talking about these classics. Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted.
Ooh.
Okay, what I want to get at is, I've heard you speak many times about the dynamics of Chuck's voice, and you building the soundscape around what he does. You move over to Ice Cube. How did you approach someone like that dude, that guy?
You know, he called me first, and he said, "Yo, man, you know, he said, this is Ice Cube. I want you to, you know, produce a record." He wanted us to do a song.
Okay.
You know, and I thought it was one of my friends playing a joke.
Yeah,
I was like, because I was treating him like, yeah, all right, yeah, okay.
Sure,
And then now I'm waiting for him to say, yeah, psych. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know. So, and he said, yo, it's really me, dude. So I said, all right, listen, you know, come out here and we'll talk about it. All right. And so the next week, you know, he flew out to New York, and he was there. He said, yo, man, I'm here with a one-way ticket.
Wow.
All right. I got a one-way ticket. And I'm not leaving here until I get an album.
Wow.
All right. And I was like, or at least a song. He was basically saying a song. And that's when I told him, I said, yo, dude, I'm not gonna do it unless I can do the whole album. And the beauty about Cube is that he came out here, he had like a stack of notebooks. Stacks of notebooks.
He was ready.
Yo, I mean, I've never seen this before in my life. You know, usually when Chuck will go and write the song. You know, I've never seen a cat that had pre-recorded lyrics or pre-written lyrics.
Yeah.
And notebooks of them.
Yeah.
Not just like one notebook. I mean, those little composition notebooks, he had like 10 or 15 of them.
Crazy.
And I was like, when I saw the kid's energy, man, when I said, you know, there's one thing that I can pretty much tell. You know, I've been blessed. I've worked with Slick Rick. I've worked with Ice Cube. I've worked with LL. I've worked with Chuck. I mean, I did some work with KRS. I did work with a lot of cats, man.
Rakim.
Yeah, Rakim. I mean, the list goes on, man. A Kane, you know. But the thing that I look for in cats, man, is drive. You know, talent is, to me, is 90% drive and 10% technical. Ice Cube's shown that he's got the drive. And so it was, to me, that's a no-brainer. So now it's just a matter of, now I got a bunch of hungry pack of wolves around me, man. You know, I got cats that was ready to eat Ice Cube's album up around me.
Yeah.
So I really personally, I ain't have to do much but edit. I was more like, okay, first editing is lyrics, because it's so much of it. All right, what makes sense? what works and what doesn't work. Let's edit that stuff out. Now let's figure out what the tracks are going to be. All right. Then I leave the direction down to my wolves, man. And them cats, Keith, Eric, and then Cube even brought out his man Sir Jinx.
Yeah.
Them cats just went. Them cats went at it like hungry wolves. I'm telling you, them cats went at it so viciously and so hard that my job was easy. It was like, okay, let me just sit back and see what. Let me now make sure what's not whack. And one thing I got to give my brother Keith for is that this cat, he's the inventor. To me, Keith invented the interlude. Alright, those cats wasn't even thinking about doing interludes between records. He created all the Ice Cube interludes. Alright, and then he also did it for another woman called Lauryn Hill for her album. So Keith is like, one thing about him is that he's underrated, for his knack of beats, his selection. The cat's a wizard when it comes to spoken word, commercials, and all kinds of that kind of stuff. This cat knows this stuff coming out his ears. The one thing about all of us is that we're all stars in our own zone. It's like there's nobody there's no dead weight. There's nobody that don't know nothing. We all know how to program. We all know how to produce. But the key is that we also got an infinite knowledge of music, structure, time, melodies, arrangements, frequencies. We know harmonics and subharmonics. So we could sit up here all day long and talk about all kinds of records. Not only jazz records, whether you want to do 6/8 times rhythms or 4/4 time house records. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the music. It doesn't matter the zone. We know all of it. And I got cats that are all stars around me in all that. Chuck Chuck, to me, Chuck gets underrated for one thing. All right, he gets underrated for the fact that he's a poet. His poetry is ridiculous. I mean, his metaphors is ridiculous. His dual innuendos, if you would. Like, he can come up with something like he reaches the bourgeois and rocks the boulevard.
Right.
I mean, when you're talking about something like that, that's been so eloquently put like that, I think that Chuck has been the one that's been quoted. You look at all his stuff from Don't Believe the Hype, most of the stuff that he's been saying it's like folklore now. Takes a nation of millions to hold us back.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
My Uzi weighs a ton.
Yeah.
It's like there's you can suckers know to the side. I know you're gonna hate my 98.
Yeah.
The words, the poetry. He's not a rapper, and I hate when people say, "Yo, does Chuck, Chuck D? Who's your favorite rapper?" Yo, Chuck is not gonna be your favorite rapper, but who's your favorite poet?